I haven't purchased inventory this entire year. I'm mostly working on designs. So this doodle design. This is going to be interesting for the doodles that I wanted to create. Hi friends, welcome back. Today we have a few things to do here around the embroidery room, and I wrote kind of like a little list down of things that we need to get done. So the first one being a little tiny office reset, because as you can see, this is not set up the way that it normally is. I did a little video of taking my embroidery machine to the beach, which basically I took that table, the embroidery machine, and a bunch of other stuff. So I kind of just need to organize a bit. That bag right there is also inventory that I purchased, which I haven't purchased inventory this entire year. It's like the first time I've purchased inventory, which was pretty exciting, but at the same time I kind of kept it very low. I didn't want to get a bunch of things because business is still very slow. We're still ramping it up again, so I didn't want to get ahead of myself. So just a small bag that we've got to put away. On last week's video, I announced that I was doing an Until Baby Comes challenge, which, by the way, if you're new here, my name is Katarina. I own an embroidery business where I sell book-inspired sweaters, but I haven't been doing my business basically for this entire year, and I recently started trying to ramp it back up. And Until Baby Comes challenge is because I am 6 months pregnant right now, and baby is coming beginning of October. So I kind of wanted to see what I could get done from now until then, and I started this challenge 2 weeks ago. So I've been posting every single day for 15 days already. Today's the 15th day, and it's been going pretty good. The orders are still slowly trickling in. I believe we're up to 8 orders so far in those first 15 days, which I'm really happy with because, mind you, I haven't shown up really on social media for 5 months. So that's really good for me. The other thing is I've been gaining a ton of new followers on social media, which is nice, but we're working on it. The challenge is mostly for myself because I struggle a lot with inconsistency. So posting every single day for 2 weeks is already like a huge win for me, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so that's the challenge update. And then something else that I would love to work on today is possibly some designs for some t-shirts that I've been wanting to do. It is very hot right now. We are, I think, in the middle of summer here in Florida, ridiculously hot, and I sell book-inspired sweaters. So we need to come up with some designs for t-shirts, and t-shirts, I really want to get into kind of more like screen printed t-shirts instead of embroidered t-shirts, because I think it's fun to kind of have like a much bigger design that I normally wouldn't be able to embroider, but I can do that on a t-shirt. I feel like I've ranted long enough. Let's kind of organize the office real quick and we'll go from there. Okay, we did our quick little reset here in the embroidery room. It's looking so much nicer. There was really not much to get done, but it just feels really nice once everything's like tidied and put away. But we don't have any sweaters to embroider today, and we're gonna be mostly working on designs. So let's go put away our inventory in the office and get to brainstorming. actually ended up taking a lunch break because I was really hungry, and then I made myself another coffee, just as a little pick-me-up. Okay, so this doodle design that I want to create is going to be for t-shirts, and basically what I want to do is like about 10-15 items that describe like the genre. So for example, I'll probably start with the one that I read the most, which is like fantasy books and stuff like that. And then I want to like make a list of things that would represent like fantasy readers, and put them all kind of like a collage on a shirt. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of just write down anything that comes to mind. Like right now, for example, I have like dragons, swords, anything to do with like magic, like a spell book or something like that, and write down as many things that I can think of. And then I'm probably gonna kind of do like a little collage on like Canva maybe, just to like get an idea of how I want it to look like. And then we're actually gonna go ahead and design it on our iPad and see how it goes from there. So let's get to it. So for fantasy, I wrote down a few things that I kind of like associate with the genre. The first thing that obviously pops up in my head is dragons. Maybe it's, I don't know why, because I'm not like a huge Fourth Wing fan, but dragons are still very much fantasy. Swords, daggers, like a spell book. I'm thinking like witchy vibes, like a witch hat or something like that. Stars and moon, elven ears. I feel like I read a lot of fairy stuff, so that matches. How about potion bottles, flames, mountains. Mountains is giving me Akatar vibes. Crystal ball, a castle, magic wand, broom, like witchy vibes, brooms, like a map, things like that. So that's kind of what I have so far, and I think what I want to do is kind of look up some art on Canva and just piece things together to see like how big I would want things, but then recreate it in like a different style or a doodle based off of like some inspiration that I see. So that's what we're gonna work on now. I'm really excited because I have been imagining this design in my head for the longest time. Like I've been wanting to do doodle t-shirts of different genres for different books. I feel like I'm rambling. But I feel like this would be a really great addition to the Threaded Comforts catalog, and very different from what I do now, because right now I embroider, which is amazing. I love like an embroidered sweater or stuff like that, but with embroidery you're kind of limited to the design that you can create because you can't really make the design very big, for a few reasons. Like one, it's gonna take you a million years to embroider, so then the price is gonna be astronomical and it doesn't really make sense for your customers. And then two, if it's too big, it kind of like, you have to have stabilizer in the back, and on a t-shirt like that's just too much to have, and it would be like very stiff, like it wouldn't flow well with the shirt that you have. So that's why. And so hopefully we can get this design done and then kind of do like the logistics on how to order the screen printed like sheets. I do have the machine here to make them already, so I have the machine. I just need kind of like my design printed so that I can go ahead and make the shirts. So let's try to come up with a design real quick. Okay, so I looked up kind of like inspo pics for all of the little details that I want on the design. And everything is just so cute. I also saw a few other things that I could have added as I was looking for these like references. So I think I added like a cauldron and some like bat boy wings type of thing. Let me show you guys what I have. All right, this is kind of what we have so far. This is not how it's gonna look like. It's more, Señor? Psst, psst. Okay, it's more for reference. And then I think what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna have this up here. I'm gonna focus on like one thing at a time. And then I'll probably also have like Pinterest on this side to look up more reference pictures so that I can kind of come up with like my own doodle and design. And then we are going to doodle it on the iPad. So we'll see how that goes. I've never really done this specific thing before. I have done another design on my iPad, which is oh my god, I forgot her name. It is the fire lady from Crescent City. I can't remember her name, but basically it's the fire sprite from Crescent City, which I did doodle on my iPad. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's see how it goes and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so this is taking a little bit longer than expected. Actually, not really. I knew it was going to take me a while. But let me show you guys what I ended up actually doing. So I actually, on Procreate, let me see if I can show you guys. Basically, what we had for inspiration on Canva, I ended up uploading it to Procreate just to kind of give me like a size reference for the doodles that I wanted to create. And what I did is I turned the opacity down, and on a different layer I started doodling over that. So for example, the spell book that we had as like a inspo picture kind of looked something like this, and what I ended up doing was this. So I kind of changed few different things. I wrote down spell book. I kind of liked the eye in the middle. I changed the little binding cover and stuff like that. Same thing with like the dagger. So for example, the dagger looked like this, and I ended up changing all of this. Like this is a whole different shape, different design in there. But this way I kind of have a reference of like what size and kind of the proportions of things like that, since I'm not like the best at drawing. And then for the elf ears, I looked up a few kind of inspirations on Pinterest, and I added like piercings to the elf. So for example, this is just like a regular elf ear for reference. And then this is kind of what we came up with. So a bit different, like this whole part I did not like, and so I changed it. And then I added little piercings here and there. So I think that's like a really cool way to kind of switch up things. Like for example, the sword, I changed all of this and all of this to something I liked better. So that's kind of where we're at. And so we're going doodle by doodle, kind of tweaking, making things our own, and going forward like that. So I don't know, still experimenting. I think it's coming out really good. It's actually really, really fun to do. So I'm very excited to see how the rest is gonna come out. And once I finish sketching things, then I'm gonna go over the final layer and kind of like make everything the same line, like border length, if that makes sense. So everything's like cohesive. And then we're gonna maybe play around with the placement to make everything look very nice. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe so that other people can watch this too. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Don't listen to what everyone else says. Take your time. You're not their mess. Yeah, you might not be at your best, but it's fine.